It's time to place your bets. Let's step into the huddle.
You're listening to the PreSnap Podcast weekly wagering show brought to you by LineStar app, the top-rated DFS tool set and #1 companion for DraftKings, FanDuel, and Yahoo Daily Fantasy. Go LineStar Premium now at linestarapp.com. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Pisapia and Scott Bogman.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P, Joe Pisapia, and welcome to the PreSnap right here on the LineStar app. It is me, it is Scott Bogman, and it's you, and we're picking divisional games. That's right. We got 4 amazing football games this weekend, and Scott Bogman and I are going to go through the lines, and we're also going to go through a few player props on FanDuel, too, just to have a little fun. And, of course, we're coming to you live courtesy of the LineStar app, the greatest DFS tool site in the history of the universe. Go get it, upgrade, and do yourself a favor and get ready for this weekend, and, of course, for NBA and for baseball season and everything else. Big things coming with LineStar app this year, so make sure you're sticking around with us. And as we go on, we're going to be here next week, too, for the championship games, and we're going to be here doing a little Super Bowl preview, too. So you got us all through January, and you're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. Scott Bogman, we're like a public service, I feel like, right? We're just out there for the people because we're the people show.
Yeah, it's us and then PBS after us.
Yes, and you know what? Ironically, if you support both of us, we will send you some sort of like handbag thing. We'll send you like a tote bag.
Don't make promises you're not willing to.
I will look. Somebody wants to sponsor us.
Crap.
I will send them a tote bag. I can't promise you. It might have like, I don't know. It might have a Toy Story character on it. I have to go look and see what's in the closet somewhere. But it's gonna, I gotta have a tote bag here somewhere. I've got 2 kids. There's a tote bag somewhere laying around. I will give it to you. All you have to do is sponsor me and Pogman.
There you go. I like it. Yeah.
What's the price on the tote bag? Like $5,000, right? Like,
yeah.
Isn't that what it is at PBS? Like, and if you donate $10,000, you'll get this mug, this beautiful mug,
right, exactly.
or 10 cheese. Here you go.
Yeah, on Community, they had this goofy commercial, and guys like, if you send $5, you get a thank you email. If you send $10, you get a thank you email and a shirt. If you send $25, you get a thank you email and a shirt. And it's like, you didn't add anything. What are you talking about? So,
well, it's PBS, Sesame Street. I'll tell you what, someone wants to sponsor us. I'll do the entire show in Elmo voice one day. I will do the entire show. How much we want to put on that?
I'll sponsor us so you don't do that. That's
there you go.
What I want to do.
Scott Bogman will match the donation. Call right now. 555 LineStar. There you go. Does that even work? It probably does. It does. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's get after it, and let's start here with the Rams and Green Bay. Now, FanDuel doesn't have any player props on this one. Boo. Lame. But let's talk about it. The Rams at Green Bay. Green Bay coming off the bye. Only 2 teams coming off a bye this year, so it's a little different. Historically, those teams coming off a bye have played very well. Green Bay, typically also cold. 6.5-point favorites. I think this is a fair line. 45.5 is the number. Now, I think a healthy Rams team actually, I think, could cover this number. But I don't think the Rams are healthy. And I got to tell you, Fox, I'm a little concerned about them going up there. And nobody wants the Rams to stop playing football more than me. I'm telling you right now, I just want the Rams to go away. They have been my kryptonite all year. I hate them so much. And
I might disagree with you on that.
I hate them more. No, I hate them more. It's personal now. So for me, I'm going to go with Green Bay in this game. I believe that they're going to be rested. Devontae Adams, as we talked about yesterday on the show, as great as Ramsey's been, Adams has been equally up to task. And I don't think he's going to shy away from this moment. I think the way Tunyon's played, you've gotten some decent play out of the secondary wide receivers. They've shown up in some better spots. And the defense has been okay. I'm concerned about Donald. I'm concerned, obviously, about the quarterback position, and that's enough for me to think this is a touchdown game. So I think that's the way this is going to go. Now, the 45.5, that one I struggle with just a tad, but I would think I would lean towards the over. I don't love this number because, again, the uncertainty of the offense for the Rams kind of puts this in question for me. But if I'm going to lean, I'd lean towards the over on this one. Boggs, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on all fronts here. It's going to be Green Bay and the over for me. Look, we picked against the Rams last week and it didn't work, but
no.
I think Seattle was struggling way more than Green Bay was. Green Bay definitely peaking at the right time. I think Tennessee was a pretty solid team. They got eliminated by Baltimore last week, but I thought they were a pretty solid team, and Green Bay embarrassed them at home. So I think that Green Bay wins this one going away. You mentioned that Aaron Donald being banged up is just so huge. I mean, the guy takes up 2 blockers every play at least, sometimes 3. Sometimes he's got faced 4 guys, So the dude is incredible. He's one of the best defensive players that we've ever watched, and he is not going to be at 100% if he plays. And Jared Goff is still working on his stuff too. I mean, he looks fine, but he's still not 100% either. And, I like Cam Akers, but I just don't think relying on him so much in a road game in Green Bay in the cold is going to be a formula that works for the Rams. So I expect them to be down. I expect some passing. That's why I said yesterday I recommended Robert Woods, but I'm just not I can't buy in on the Rams covering this. So it's going to be Green Bay.
27-17 is kind of what I feel from this one. That's kind of like where I'm going.
So, I think 27-17. Does that hit the over though?
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't. So are you going to flip to the under, or are you going to? If you just said that's your score, you probably got to take the under, right?
I know it just misses it. It misses it by a point and a half.
Okay, but here, if that's the score you expect, now throw in the potential for a defensive score late if the Rams are playing from behind, or
the inevitable Jared Goff turnover. So there you go. So there's your extra 3, 30-17. Thank you, Scott Bogman. You found me that extra point and a half.
Exactly. But that's how close the over/under is. So
that's why I stay away from it. But that's the neighborhood of this game, right? 27-17. It just feels right. I mean, are they going to go on the road in Green Bay and put up more than 20? I mean,
honestly, this game, I wouldn't be surprised by a 42-10. It just would not shock me. So.
I think the Rams defense has played well enough to do that.
Right.
I don't think they're going to, unless Aaron Donald is far more hurt than he's letting on, which is possible.
Or if Goff just plays bad, you know what I mean? He's not 100% clearly. I don't know if Wolford's even going to be healthy enough to play in this game.
Where's Kurt Warner? Maybe they can get him back.
Yeah, well, Blake
Trent Green busy this weekend.
So
I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, it's all about it's all about the potential for turnovers, which is why I would take the over here with you, Joe. But I'm not uber confident in that number. I'm way more confident in the Packers winning this game by the 6.5 points. So I'll take Green Bay and the over.
All right, go ahead, Boggs. Let's do Baltimore and Buffalo. Buffalo's 2.5 point favorites in this one. 50.5 is the number. So you take us through your thoughts first on this one.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I said I'm going to have to do a little more digging, but I'm going to take Baltimore in this game. I don't particularly like that they're going on the road and in the cold and the snow, but it's not like Baltimore is, beautiful and sunny. It ain't like going from Florida to Buffalo. So they're used to the cold weather conditions as well. I just think they match up well against Buffalo. Buffalo doesn't stop the run very well. That's the thing that Baltimore does the best in any facet of their team, outside of maybe field goal kicking by Tucker, and he missed one last week. Yeah, so I told everyone, go buy a lottery ticket. Justin Tucker just missed a field goal, was over 50 yards, so I guess that not that surprising. But Baltimore runs the ball well, and it does 2 things. Number one, you go up against what probably is the worst thing about Buffalo is their run defense. That's how they've lost games in the past as well, and you keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. You don't let him get into a rhythm with Stephon Diggs. I think Baltimore can do it, and the line is moving away from Baltimore. So it started out at 2. I think it's 2.5 for Buffalo now. So I like waiting until as late as I possibly can to take Baltimore to get more points and let this line shift a little bit more to play it safe as well. So give me Baltimore in this game. The line was 50.5. If I think Baltimore is winning this game, I have to take the under because I think that's a running game. I think they win by running. I think they grind the clock out, and I think they beat up Josh Allen a little bit. So it's going to be Baltimore straight up and against the spread for me and the under.
I think it's another nail biter, this one, 27-26, which puts me just over the number. And I think Buffalo is actually going to come out victorious here. They're going to make everybody sweat again. And like Buffalo's got a little bit of that magic, and I just worried about the letdown. I'm telling you, these emotional games happen, and then it's very difficult to kind of get up for the next week, and I feel like, and Buffalo had a little bit of a challenge, and I think that was good for them because they destroyed the Miami Dolphins. They destroyed the San Francisco 49ers. They've been on a rampage for weeks, so it was good for somebody to punch them in the mouth. And I think this is going to be the game. I mean, this is a great game, man. Like Saturday afternoon's like a tune-up for this game for me. Like this is the game. I cannot wait to see this. Going to be glued to it. But I think Baltimore's going to cover. I think it's going to be very close. It's going to be a 1-point game, something like that. And I think Buffalo in the end is going to figure out a way and find a way because it just feels like they've got a little bit of that mojo going. And look, I've been saying it for weeks here on the program. These are the teams that I think are playing the best football of anybody. Only one's going to come out here. I'm going to lean towards the home team. I'm going to lean towards that environment. They're going to have some crowd there too. And that crowd's going to be jacked up, man. First playoff win. Buffalo's a crazy place. It is an advantage. It's a night game in Buffalo. National television, man. I know it might be only a couple hundred people there, but they're going to be insane.
Didn't you see they only had like 1,600 people last week, and there was clearly a fist fight. Like there was,
of course, there
was a fist fight.
Seven people went through tables.
We're all here to watch football, but I don't know.
No, they're a special breed, man. They're a special breed. I love it. I like to see them win, but like I said, I think Baltimore's going to be right there. This is going to be just a death match, I feel like, and whoever comes out of this has a really good chance of beating the Chiefs. I'm just telling you right now. Like, to me, this is like the AFC Championship game. And I love the Chiefs. I love Mahomes, but they need to show something. I know it's only Cleveland, but it's only Cleveland. Go out there and dominate Cleveland, which brings us, actually, before we get to that, before we jump ahead, let's do some player props. Lamar Jackson, passing touchdowns, plus 102 for 1.5. The under 1.5 is minus 130. I got to say, I don't love this one, but if I had a lean, I would actually lean the under. But again, you're not getting much juice there, having to lay the 130. But what are your thoughts on the Lamar Jackson passing touchdowns?
I could take 1.5. I'd take the over on that. I think, if you run the ball down to the 2 and then have a little bootleg play, that's how Andrew scores his touchdowns. And
yeah, I just worry about Lamar running in one, Dobbins running in one. And then all of a sudden, that's the one passing touch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very possible. The Josh Allen prop I like better. Josh Allen's number is at 2.5. It's plus 120. That over I like more because that's just been the offense. It's been the offense. They're throwing the football. They're throwing it with confidence. Yes, Baltimore has played wonderfully on defense. Yes, they have great personnel. The under on this one is minus 154 on the 2.5. But I actually like the Josh Allen over more than I like the Lamar number, period, on either side.
I like the Lamar number better, but I'll say that I don't hate the 2.5 specifically because what we talked about yesterday in Zach Moss, their goal line back being gone. So I could see the same thing, just a couple short yardage throws. And, I could see that happening, but with the way I have this game playing out in my mind, I don't see Josh Allen throwing 3 touchdowns. So I don't think I would take that one.
All right, let's move on to Sunday. And certainly Sunday, we've got that very team we talked about, the Kansas City Chiefs, 10-point favorites at home, fresh off the bye. Andy Reid hasn't lost off a bye since he was in kindergarten or something like that. It's an incredible stat. He's just unbelievable off the bye week. And the Cleveland Browns, once again, there's got to be a letdown here. I understand they're dangerous because nobody thinks they should be there. And that's true. And maybe they'll let it all hang loose again. And maybe they'll be having fun. And that's always a very dangerous thing. But at the end of the day, it's Patrick Mahomes on the other side. At the end of the day, it's Andy Reid on the other side. And I don't know. That seems like a lot to me. So I will take the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. The number is 57.5, right? So right now, when you're looking at this, it's a big number. I'm kind of on the fence with this one too. This is another one where I would lean towards the over just because Kansas City has not really been able to kind of shut down everybody on the back end. That's my problem is Kansas City continues to let teams kind of creep back into stuff. I feel like KC is going to jump on them. And then you're going to have Cleveland in garbage time maybe cover this one. That's my concern. But you know what? I'm going to put my faith in Mahomes. I think it's enough. So I will take Kansas City. I will take Kansas City with the 10, and I'll take the over. But I think you have a different opinion on the number, right? On the 57.5. You think this one's going to go under.
Yeah, I think it's going to go under. And I think you mentioned this as far as the emotional toll a game plays on you. And, you were talking about Baltimore beating Tennessee, who disrespected them earlier this year, and Baltimore wanted revenge. Cleveland just got, the last 30 years of a monkey off their back by beating Pittsburgh in the playoffs, won their first playoff game in 25 years. So if there is a better emotional peak for the first round, I'd like to find it. I don't think there is one. I think obviously Cleveland winning this game is a crazy emotional peak by beating Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. So I think this is their letdown week. And by the way, you just got that monkey off your back. Here you go. You're welcome. Go play the Super Bowl champs on the road.
But you know what? It's already a win for Cleveland. They beat Pittsburgh. That's like their Super Bowl.
That's the attitude right there. It's already a win for Cleveland, which makes me take Kansas City in this game. I'm going to take the under because I feel like every time I feel like Kansas City should clearly blow someone out, they don't do it, and it's closer, and it plays to that under. So I'm hedging a little bit on this. I think this game plays a little bit closer than we think. I think Kansas City opens it up in the second half.
Give me your score here. Give me your score here where where you're covering the 10 and you're still going under the 57.5.
35-17.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're just under it by a few. Yeah. That's fair. That's a good number. That's a very good number. I just don't think that the Kansas City is going to hold them to 17. I think they're going to get the 20s here. I really do.
Yeah, I think this game is 28 to, or 20, 21-10 for a while. And then maybe Cleveland scores and make it 21-17. So, hey, maybe this is where it goes. Then KC scores again late. And then there's the pick six or the turnover late by Cleveland. And then here comes Kansas City to put the nail in the coffin. So that's how I see it going, 35-17.
That's how he sees it, folks. Don't change how he sees it. All right, let's do Buccaneers and Saints here. Numbers here, obviously, New Orleans Saints being at home. They are favored by 3. There's part of me that's actually surprised with the way the Saints have, really handled Tampa this year that it's only 3. Did that surprise you at all?
No, it doesn't, because I like Tampa in this game. Okay. So
Tampa's got their ass handed to them this year. Look, before I even get into this, I just want to say, that's the truth. I might not be living in that truth, but I am actually not living in that truth. I'm just surprised that it's only 3.
Yeah. You would like to get a better line in this game if you're, if you're picking Tampa Bay, but they're not going to. Vegas is too smart for that. You know what I mean? Like they look at it and they go, okay, look, people are going to be happy to take Tampa Bay with points in this game because New Orleans looked unbelievably pedestrian against Chicago last week.
They really did.
Tampa Bay didn't look like they were hitting on all cylinders against Washington for that game either. But I think this is the emotional game that Tom Brady gets up for.
I agree.
It wasn't against Washington. So that's why I'm going to be in on Tampa Bay this week, but I don't want to speak before you. So go ahead.
No, I'm in on Tampa Bay this week too. I think this is where Brady goes, all right, I got you twice now. I feel it. And look, I think right now between Godwin, Evans, and Brown, the way they're playing, I actually like them more when Fournette runs. I think he's a little bit more physical out there. I got to tell you, I think this is the one where Tampa finally gets it. It sucks for Drew Brees, and I know this is how he's going to go out. But if you're going to go out, you might as well go out to the GOAT if you're not going to win the Super Bowl, right? I just feel like Tampa recognizes that this is it. Like this all year, we've been building up to this. And this is, and look, and Tampa hasn't beaten a lot of good teams. That is a fact. Like you go back and you look, the wins that Tampa has outside of beating the Green Bay Packers, there's some, they're beating up on the teams they should beat up on. And every time they face New Orleans, they get their rear end handed to them. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. I'm going to take Tampa in this one, and I think Tampa wins this game outright. This is my one upset. So I've got 3 favorites this week winning and advancing. So I got Green Bay, Buffalo, and KC advancing, but I got Tampa on the road being the upset special here, and definitely the over, because I already told you on the DFS show yesterday, they're just going to let it all hang out. This is going to be a laser light show, national television, 6:30 start, whatever time it is, 6:40. Sign me up, man. That sounds like a good time to me.
I feel like the over is the easier call on this than Tampa Bay or New Orleans, because there's just no way Brady and the Bucs are going to go out like they did on that Monday Night Football game and only put up 3 points. It's not going to happen. So even if New Orleans jumps out to a big lead, Tampa Bay is going to put points on the board and come back and win. Vice versa too. Tampa Bay jumps out to a big lead. It's not like Drew Brees is going to go quietly into the night in what could be his last game ever. He's going to let it fly a little bit. So I'm with you on the over. I haven't been good on totals this year, but I do like the over in that game. So Tampa Bay and the over for me as well. Did we get any player props out of the?
We do have player props in this one. I know none of the Kansas City on FanDuel, but they do have the quarterbacks over on for this game. So Drew Brees passing touchdowns, 2.5 is the number, plus 76 for the over, minus 230 for the under, which really?
Yeah, I think I might pick the under.
I'm not, man. Old man Brees is gonna look. This is it. This is the last stand, man. Come on, great players. They show up in these games. I'm going over at this one, baby. Plus 176. Yeah, that's what I got to lay 230 to win 100. No,
I think I just wouldn't take that one. You know
that's
what I mean?
Fair.
Like,
I actually would. I think over. I think he's going to throw.
They just do so much crap. Taysom Hill comes in at the goal line. Kamara scores 6 touchdowns. Right. You know what I mean? Like there's more.
That's why you're getting a good number. But this is personal. This is Breeze and Brady. This is what you live for. These guys they're going to call their own number here. This is what they're going to.
Yeah.
Now the number is the same for Tom Brady. It's 2.5. The over is plus 166. The under is minus 215. I think this is an over too.
Take the over on that one. Yeah. I since I got Tampa Bay winning this game and Breeze putting up numbers, I'm definitely going the over on the 2.5 for Brady.
All right. So we see things the same way on that one. So it's going to be a fun weekend. No doubt about that. Just to recap too, I like all the favorites to advance except Tampa Bay. And Bogman's actually going for the 2 upsets, going for Baltimore and Tampa Bay, which would give you Kansas City and Baltimore, Green Bay and Tampa. I would get Green Bay and Tampa and Buffalo and Kansas City. So that would be fun.
I hope you're right, by the way. I would much rather see Buffalo and Baltimore, but my gut says Baltimore wins this game.
A happy Scott Bogman will be a Scott Bogman where the Browns and the Ravens are eliminated and he can just enjoy the rest of the football season. Am I right or am I right?
You are right.
All right. Make sure you send your donations to us. Again, 1-800-LineStar. Get that tote bag. You know what we could do if we don't start getting things, we're going to, if we don't start getting money from everybody sending it to us, what we'll do is we'll start interrupting the show with pledge drive things. So just warning everybody out there. Look, it's that time of year. It's pledge drive. We're gonna do the best shows of the year, but we're gonna interrupt them every 5 seconds. That's what we're gonna do, right? Did Ken Burns do a documentary on DFS? I want that music playing.
Oh my god! That would just seeing
10 hours of daily fantasy.
All I can think of are inappropriate jokes right now. So
well, we should get out before you get fired.
I could properly say on this show about that, but it would be very enjoyable.
Nope. Yeah, that's why you pay extra on the pledge drive and you get the bonus features. All right. On the DVD, which again only costs you $3,000, the DVD of the show. And again, not Blu-ray, just DVD because
$5,000 for a tote bag, $3,000 for a DVD, $10,000 will get you both. Even though that doesn't add up at all.
1,000 gets me doing Elmo for the entire program.
Oh God. I can't match that. So if someone pays you
sit down, win. Elmo loves to gamble. Oh, if you can see Scott Bogman's face, we got to get out before he punches me. All right. You can follow us on Twitter at LineStar app, at LineStar NFL, at Bogman Sports, and at Joe Pizapia 17. That'll do it for us. There's nothing left to do now except sit down and win. That's Grover.
You've been listening to the PreSnap Podcast weekly wagering show brought to you by LineStar. Hit subscribe, drop a rating, tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next episode from Joe Pizapia and Scott Bogman.